Before his untimely death, Paul Jones Jr., the younger brother of child star Anissa Jones, finally broke his silence in a shocking and emotional statement that left the world stunned. For decades, Paul had remained quiet about the pain, trauma, and devastating loss that had haunted his life since the tragic overdose of his sister Anissa in 1976 at just 18 years old. Best known for her iconic role as Buffy on Family Affair, Anissa was a rising star whose life was cut short by the dark side of child stardom. But behind the headlines and speculation, only her brother Paul truly knew the emotional depth of what she endured and how that pain impacted both of their lives. In his final weeks, Paul sat down for what would be his last interview, opening up with raw honesty about their upbringing, the fame that overwhelmed them, and the silence that nearly destroyed him. With his voice shaking, Paul described Anissa, not as the bubbly TV character fans adored, but as a deeply sensitive, isolated teenager struggling to find her identity in a world that constantly demanded a smile. He revealed how she had confided in him about her fear of never being normal. Again, about being exploited by the very people who were supposed to protect her, and about how fame became a prison she couldn't escape. Paul admitted he carried a heavy burden of guilt for decades, blaming himself for not seeing the warning signs sooner. He confessed that Anissa had talked to him in private about her drug use, but like many young people, he didn't grasp the severity of what she was going through. As he spoke, Paul painted a heartbreaking picture of a sister desperate for help, surrounded by enablers, and ignored by adults who were more focused on her image than her well-being. He also exposed the emotional wreckage left behind by her death, the disintegration of their family, the unspoken grief that consumed them all, and his own descent into depression and addiction as he tried to numb the pain. Her death wasn't just the end of her life, he said. It was the end of everything we knew. What made the world pause was the timing of this confession coming just weeks before Paul himself died of a drug overdose at 24, in a tragic echo of his sister's fate. His final words now feel like both a confession and a farewell, a desperate attempt to tell the truth before it was too late. The interview stunned fans, many of whom had no idea the depth of the suffering that lingered behind Anissa's sweet on-screen persona or the profound toll it had taken on her family. Paul's voice, silenced far too soon, gave the world a rare and painful glimpse into the cost of child stardom, neglect, and unresolved trauma. His heartbreaking honesty served as a reminder that fame often comes with invisible wounds, and that silence can be just as dangerous as the struggles we try to hide. In the end, Paul's truth may have come too late to save himself, but it ensured that his sister's story and his own would not be forgotten.